Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a group in Harlan came together to pray for the citizens in Israel as the war continues. And the Wiley Festival in Prestonsburg is halfway through with plenty of events left for the weekend.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are coming up on 6 a.m. on October 13th. Now let's check in with meteorologist Evan Hatter for a look at your forecast this morning. And Evan, we have a beautiful day ahead that we need to enjoy because the weekend is coming and it's not going to be as pretty.
Not nearly, no, unless you're a big fan of clouds, showers, wind, and cool temperatures, in which case you may love this weekend.
Check them all off the
list. Yeah, right there. But for the most part, a lot of us are going to prefer today's weather over tomorrow and Sunday and even Monday out there. And already starting off this morning, this Friday the 13th, it is foggy out there. Here's the view. Pikeville's foggy this morning. Out front of our studio doors, it's foggy this morning, but it's not foggy everywhere. You see London Corbin Airport not dealing with much. Moorhead, same thing. So we'll continue to see patchy, dense fog around the region, but it's not thick in every spot. 9-mile visibility in London, 1 mile in Harlan, 0 Williamsburg, Middlesboro, and Jacksboro. So again, leave extra time to get where you need to go this morning because of the fog. Low to mid-50s most of the region, still some upper 50s there. Jackson's actually come down a degree at the last observation there, but still milder in spots this morning. As you head out the door and head into today, looking pretty nice. Near 60 by 9 o'clock, beautiful sunshine through the day, mid-70s midday, near 80 by the afternoon, but here come the clouds and eventually the showers. The details on that here in a few minutes. Olivia?
Members of one church in our region and others gathered yesterday evening to pray for the situation in Israel. WYMT's Madison Carmouche was with them in Harlan County.
Nestled in the mountains of Harlan County was a group praying for peace.
Scripture tells us in Psalm 122, verse 6 through verse 8, says, "Pray for the peace of Jerusalem."
Harlan Mission Outreach wanted to lift up the people in Israel.
Well, because God hears all prayers, and whether we're in America or we're in Israel or somewhere else, it's the same God, and He hears our prayers no matter where we're at.
The group says it was important that everyone understood this was a prayer call for all, not one side or another.
And it breaks our hearts to see what's going on right now over there. And it breaks our hearts for both sides because we know there's innocent people on both sides of this fight.
Hadassah Weiner is Jewish and says after hearing about the war, she needed somewhere in her local community to fellowship with others.
And I am overwhelmed, with the welcoming and the love and kindness of everybody. I love you. The love and kindness of, of everyone here. It's a very special city, so I'm very happy to be here in Harlan.
Mosley Fugit encourages anyone watching to also pray.
Pray for Israel, pray for the Jewish people, both in the United States, in Israel, and all across the world. They all need it right now.
In Harlan County, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
Pastor Daniels says he is grateful for those who came out and lifted Israel up in prayer. The Phelps Fire Department said goodbye to one of its long-running members yesterday. Jeffrey Dean Lester, who was known as Big Sid, created a legacy of love and service during his nearly 4 decades as a first responder. A large man with a large heart whose loved ones say will forever be remembered for his service and selflessness.
We all depended on Sid because he was a great EMT, big jokester. He loved to do a good prank, and it's going to be hard without knowing that he's not here no more.
The department held a final ride for Big Sid yesterday afternoon, allowing the community to line the road and pay their respects. Hazard Community and Technical College was awarded a more than $2 million grant. It's through a Department of Education program that aims to strengthen schools that serve primarily low-income communities. Officials say this will add 6 new jobs and expand the offices of retention services and sponsored projects. The second day of the Wiley Festival in Prestonsburg is in the books, but there are still events coming up today and Saturday. Vendors will be set up the next 2 days. There will also be a cornhole tournament at City Hall on Friday, at a 5K and a car show on Saturday, plus much more. Festival committee member Angela Baldridge says they were excited about every event, especially the music lineup.
There's music every day. There's lunchtime entertainment. Friday night we have a couple of artists that's going to be coming on in the evening. We have Johnny Pop Day. He's from Pike County. He does really well, and I think everybody's going to enjoy him.
The Wiley Festival Parade will be Saturday at 3 p.m. on South Lake Drive. If you get on the internet and ask the question, who was the oldest college basketball player, one person's name will likely pop up. And that person is from right here in Eastern Kentucky. I was able to spend some time with him yesterday.
My favorite view, basketball court.
This is Ken Mink, an ordinary man with an extraordinary story.
It was 53 years difference from the last game I played in college to the next game I played in college.
53 years. And at this point, I'm sure you are wondering why it took Mr. Mink so long to play another game.
5 in a row,
Well, something happened in 1956, just before his second season playing at Lee's Junior College in Jackson, Kentucky.
One of the students told me that Dr. Lando wanted to see me in his office, and he was the college president. So I went up there and I said, "You wanted to see me?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "Why did you soap the coach's office?" I said, "What?" He said, "You took shaving cream and sprayed it on his shoes and on his lights." And I said, "I didn't do that."
Guilty or not, it didn't matter. Mink says he was expelled from the college, abruptly ending his basketball career. Or so he thought.
When I was 73 years old, I was working out on my driveway shooting basketball. And I told my wife, "You know, I have a year left of college eligibility. I think I'll try to see if I can get it."
Fast forward 53 years later to 2007. He now lives in Tennessee. He has a beautiful wife. But that one goal, he was still missing.
I sent out letters and emails to 12 colleges in the Knoxville area.
12 colleges later, and one answered. The coach at Roane State College called him back.
He said, "Well, I'll tell you what, come on down here and work out for me and my assistant coach, and we'll determine if you're actually able to play on a college basketball team."
Surprising the staff with his skills, Mink became the 12th man on the Roane State College basketball team. But it wasn't enough to just be on the team he wanted to play. And in November 2008, in a game against King College, Mink's coach asked him one important question.
The coach looked down the bench and said, "Ken, are you ready to go in?" And I said, "Coach, I've been ready for 53 years. Put me in." So he put me in, and I actually wound up getting fouled and made 2 free throws in the game to set the record.
Becoming the oldest college basketball player to ever score in a game.
My heart was pumping when I got out there for that first time after 53 years. I was so excited.
He went on to play in 7 games, scoring 5 points that season and showing the world that no matter your age, you will always miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Mink is now 88 years old and still playing basketball. He has also written numerous books, including an autobiography. He was also featured on national television several times and on Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Getting us started out there this morning, rather foggy region-wide. Well, at least in some spots. Here's the view from our Pikeville Medical Center camera, where the fog is thick over downtown this morning. 56 the current reading in Pikeville. Still watching visibility is near zero along the Kentucky-Tennessee border, especially if you're traveling southward on Interstate 75. So make sure you leave a little extra time this morning and a little extra space between you and the car in front of you. Low to middle 50s out there for most. Still some upper 50s. Monticello's at 58, Jackson's at 59, Irvin, on the other hand, at 49, Grundy 47, and Clintwood 46 this morning. Your forecast first at the bus stop. Yes, a little foggy as the kiddos head out towards school this morning. Mostly sunny, though, once the fog burns off. Mid-50s. Distant clouds start working in this afternoon, but dry. Upper 70s to near 80. Looking good as we head toward the afternoon. Olivia?
Thank you, Evan, and thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, why Republican Congressman Steve Scalise dropped out of the race to become Speaker and what this means for a divided GOP majority.
Happy Baby here at Surplus Sales. We have pre-finished solid